In this section, we're going to take a look at how to simplify variable expressions. So to begin with, we're going to look at some vocabulary. Looking at this expression, 5x plus 2x squared minus 3x plus 4, there's a couple things we can say about this expression. The first thing is that it has 4 terms. It has 4 individual expressions that are separated by either an addition sign or a subtraction sign. The 5x is 5 times x, but that's considered to be one term. Okay. We have like terms here in the 5x and the 3x, really a negative 3x. Because when we're looking at this, we can say these are like terms because the variable is the same. They both have an x, and it's raised to the first power. So we say they're like terms. X squared is not a like term to the x's, the 5x and the 3x, because the x is being squared. So in order to be like terms, you have to have the same variable or variables raised to the same power. Once again, the ones in red are all what are considered to be terms. Okay. The plus 4, it's what's called a constant. Because it has a number, 4, but there is no variable following it. It's x raised to the first x raised to the 0 power actually, which is 1, but we'll get to that later. So the constant is just the number all by itself, like 4. When we're looking at a term, such as 4x squared, the number in front of the variable is what's called a coefficient. And then the 2 would be the exponent on the variable. Okay. And then the x would be the variable. Okay. Now, we're going to need to work some on simplifying expressions. So if I gave you something like 9y minus 3x plus 4y minus 2. I would first need to say where are the like terms. In this case, I have the 9y and I have the plus 4y. So what I basically can do is rearrange this using the commutative property to be 9y plus 4y minus 3x minus 2. You'll notice the subtraction sign follows the number after it, so that's why this is still minus 3x, and that I can't change that sign. The reason being is, remember, this subtraction is really plus a negative, so it's plus a negative 3x, really. And then I can look at the like terms that I have, the 9y plus the 4y. So if I add those together, I get 13y. The reason being is it's the reverse of the distributive property. If I take out the y, I'm left with 9 plus 4, which is then the 13. And we always write the number in front of the variable. Okay. And if I were to go from here back up here, I could distribute the y, get 9y, distribute the y, get 4y. So I would break it back out to this way. So we're doing kind of the distributive property in reverse. And then, so it's going to be 13y minus 3x minus 2. And that's all that we're able to combine here. Let's look at one with some parentheses where we're going to have to do this distributive property where we might need to do a little bit more work. So if I gave you something like 3 times quantity x plus 4 minus 3x, let's make that minus 5x, plus 12. I'm going to need to use the distributive property. So 3 times x is 3x. 3 times 4 is 12. I'll keep the addition sign. Minus 5x plus 12. Let's rearrange this so we get like terms together. I know the 3x and the minus 5x go together. And then here I have the plus 12 and plus 12. Okay. 12 plus 12 is going to be 24. And then the 3x minus 5x will be negative 2x. Reason being is if I look at the coefficients, 3 minus 5 is negative 2. And this is the simplest I can make this. The 2x and the 24 are not like terms, so I'm not able to combine those at all. One word of caution, and this is going to be the main sort of problem with expressions with parentheses. Anytime I have something like 4k minus 2 times k minus 3, what I would highly recommend, change this to plus a negative 2, because watch what happens. I'm left with the 4k and the plus on the outside. The negative 2 I need to distribute. Negative 2 times k is negative 2k. Keep the subtraction sign. Negative 2 times 3 is negative 6. So what do I need to do? These signs, okay, the minus and negative become a positive, both positives. So, and the 4k plus the negative 2k becomes 2k plus 6. So just be very careful anytime you have a minus sign here, because a lot of people want to keep this being negative, so it'll turn into minus 2k plus 6. The other thing just to keep in mind, we're going to work this, anytime you have plus and negative in your answer, it should be written as a minus subtraction sign as opposed to the plus and negative. This type of situation will also hold true when I have something like 2x minus 3x plus 1. One thing to keep in mind, it's not written here, but there is a 1 here. So this becomes plus and negative. I need to distribute, in a sense, that negative 1 to both those. So I get 2x plus a negative 3x plus a negative 1. Remembering to distribute 1 times negative 1 times positive 1. 2x minus 3x gives me negative x. And then with the plus and negative becomes a minus 1. So my answer is negative x, the opposite of x, minus 1. So anyway, that's about the distributive property. This here, particularly this page, will require quite a bit of practice, so we're going to work on this probably for at least another day or two, and hopefully we'll get the hang of it.